holidays from better health. The holidays can be a stressful time for everyone, especially people with diabetes. Let's just talk about the carbohydrate counts of holiday food in itself. The first thing that you have to pay attention to is your portion size. What I've done is I've listed the carbohydrate counts of many popular holiday foods. Of course, there's lots and lots more. The thing that you're going to notice as I put the carbohydrate counts up for these foods is that they are very high in carbohydrates. At the end of my talk today, we might try to look at some better options or some lower carb options. So first of all, let's look at a half a cup of mashed potatoes. Keep in mind that this is a half a cup, and for some people, this is not what they'll be eating. They'll be eating many more than a half a cup of mashed potatoes. 18 grams of carbohydrates is what is in a half a cup of mashed potatoes. 7 ounces of macaroni and cheese, which is just short of a cup. That is going to be a whopping 44 grams of carbohydrates. So that is a lot of carbohydrates. Most women need between 45 and 60 grams of carbohydrates a meal, and most men 60 to 75. So when you're talking about 44 grams of carbohydrates for just one dish, you can see what a huge impact that would make on your blood glucose. A half a cup of cornbread stuffing has 33 grams of carbohydrates, and again, keep in mind that's a half a cup, which is probably just about enough to make you mad. A fourth a cup of cranberry sauce, which people love, is 27 grams of carbohydrates. So that's a fourth of a cup right there. So very small amount. 1 cup of collard greens is probably one of your healthiest options depending on what you're cooking them in, but it has 11 grams of carbohydrates, plus lots of fiber. A half a cup of corn, because it's a starchy vegetable, has 16 grams of carbohydrates. 2 dinner rolls has 26 grams of carbohydrates, and that's without butter. Butter wouldn't add carbs, but it would add fat. 3 ounces of turkey is 0, and your friend, or maybe not, pecan pie, 1 slice is 79 grams of carbohydrates, okay? So without even having a drink, nothing to drink at this point, you have 254 grams of carbohydrates for this one meal. So you can definitely see how if you had these portions of these foods for one meal, that is way more than a man would need for 24 hours, which would be 225 grams, and a woman 180 grams. And that's using the higher amounts of grams of carbohydrates. So big, high carbohydrate count. So when we look at this, maybe we didn't need the macaroni and cheese. Maybe we could, instead of having cranberry sauce, maybe we could have another fresh fruit, like some apple slices. Also, we could maybe cut out the corn and have a green leaf salad. Also, just some string beans, some green beans, and maybe to kind of zip them up a little bit, add some slivered almonds in with it so that you feel like you're still doing something special. Let's look at drinks. If you drink a 12-ounce Coke or any kind of a soda, you are going to get a whopping 39 grams of carbohydrates. A 12-ounce light beer is going to be 6. And a large sweet tea, so those of you that love your grandmother's sweet tea, a large glass of sweet tea is going to be 38 grams of carbohydrates. Eggnog for a half a cup has 22 grams. So those are some of the common holiday foods that are out there. Make good choices. Pay attention to your portion size. If you do plan to indulge in some of these foods, try to eat even smaller portions. And turkey is your friend. Happy holidays!